What's up, y'all? It's Jiah, the superstar, and I'm jumping off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard.
Why I'm so mad? I just lay low in the yo, catch a flow, tryna run up this bag. They don't even know that's the gas.
All right, y'all. So we have Jiah, the beautiful Jiah, off the porch. So, you know, I had to do my creeping, and I saw that you just dyed the hair, girl.
I did today, actually.
Okay, so you went from black, right?
Yeah, black.
To this blonde.
This blonde, I just needed something new. It's about time.
But you're not scared when you dyed it blonde?
I was, honestly, because I never dyed my hair before. And I'm always used to having long hair. I actually cut it today, too. Just a little bit. I got a little trim. Looks healthy.
It's the everything for me.
Yeah.
Period.
But I was nervous. I'm not going to lie. And when she was dyeing it today, at first it wasn't looking how, like, the picture made me send a picture. It wasn't looking like the picture at first, but then she had to kind of lift the blonde a little bit more. It's still not as blonde as I wanted it, but.
I'm messing with it though, I love that.
No, me too.
So let's get into your background, because when I was reading up on you, like, we got a lot to talk about.
Right.
So for one, you are actually an Atlanta native.
I am.
So for you, what was it like growing up in Atlanta?
For me, growing up in Atlanta was a ball for me, honestly. I loved it. I went to private school, so I was always like partying. I was always like just lit for real on the scene. But growing up, yeah, I went to private school, so I was always like, had a close knit of friends. Yeah, but I grew up in the south side of Atlanta. So I grew up with my sister, my brother. I have a twin brother. And yeah, my mom, so yeah.
So I was reading up on you, and I actually saw that your sister was like a producer.
Yeah, she is. My sister's a producer. She signed to Big Boy, who was an Outcast.
So what was it like for you really growing up into a musical household like that?
Honestly, it's just my sister, for real. My brother doesn't do music. My mom doesn't do music. It was just my sister. Like, my sister's like crazy on the keys. So we had a grand piano growing up in the house. So I'm watching her on the keys, trying to do what she's doing. I'm watching her produce, trying to see what she's doing, record. So I'm really just watching her for real all these years. And when she's not on the piano, I'm sneaking down there to try to learn a song or do that. So yeah.
So outside of music, what were some things that you were into?
I was like heavy on sports. Like, I did every sport in the book almost. I did cheer, track, basketball. I did t-ball, then I did baseball, softball. Most of the time when I was younger, I was the only girl on all the boy team. I was the only girl playing baseball or playing basketball. So I was into sports for real. I thought I was gonna go to college for track.
Wow, so when did music come into play?
So I always been doing music, honestly. Like, music for me, like when I was younger, it was just one of those things where it was like, it was a dream of mine, but like, I didn't really realize like how attainable it was for real until I got older. I was always like wondering like, how do I get in the studio? Like, how do I do this? So it was always just kind of a dream for real. So I was always singing. Like I said, I grew up with the piano in the house, so I was playing the keys. So it was always a part of me. But like I said, I went to private school too, so it was just like I was in hella extracurricular activities, so I was just all over the place and wasn't really able, I didn't have the means to focus on the music for real. So now that I do, it's a blessing for real, honestly.
Now, when I first discovered you, you were like trending on Twitter for, of course, like just being bad. I saw you on, it was like you were on the field for FAMU, and then I read that you actually attended FAMU.
That post went crazy.
How was your whole college experience?
Okay, so I'm still in college now, but my freshman year, I'm a junior now, my freshman year was lit for me, I'm not gonna lie, but I was also like, I was in artist mode, so I was like driving back to Atlanta almost every other weekend just to try to work, just to try to record. So I'm not gonna lie, like my freshman year, I kind of did miss out on a lot of things, but the things I was there for, like it was lit. I go to HBCU too, so it'd be piped for real. Like, it's really a getaway, and I get a lot of my inspiration from it too, so.
I'm pretty sure like everybody knows you on campus. So how do you really navigate like keeping it private while you know you're in the spotlight like this?
Yeah, honestly, like my first year of college, like it was really hard for me, honestly. Like just going from a private school to an HBCU, and like they hated on me at first, honestly. Like I got a lot of hate. Like that was the first time I ever been bullied. I mean, ain't nobody bully me, but they tried to bully me or whatever. But now that like I'm really doing the music and they see what I'm doing, my videos out and shit, my music's actually good. Like they're fucking with me on some shit. I mean, it's fake shit, but it's cool. I feel like people not gonna fuck with you for real until they see everybody else fucking with you. So it's whatever. It's just how it goes for real.
Now, even going back to when you said like people, when you went to the school and you know they, of course, everybody always has like something slick to say.
Right.
When did you finally reach a point to where you were like, okay, I'm not gonna let what they say get to me. Like I'm just gonna do what I do.
Honestly, I was doing that shit the whole time for real. Like it was never like, no, I was on no sad shit or nothing. It was just more so annoying because my problem was all these people were talking about me on social media who went to my school, and it's like I'm on campus and it's like I don't even know who was talking about me for real. So it's like I'm just in class with all these people who was probably talking shit about me on Twitter. But it's like, do I engage in class with them? Like, do I? You feel me? Mm-hmm. But now I'm like, I'm an artist, so like I respect everyone. I love everyone, so I'ma still give out that energy that I want to receive back, regardless whatever energy I'm getting.
Yes, so outside of, you know, being an artist, I do consider you as a social media influencer. Yeah. So for people who don't quite understand the concept of a social media influencer, how would you break that down to them?
I would say it's someone on social media who has influence, of course, but it's also, I guess, someone who stands for something. They have a brand. Like, I feel like you're not an influencer without a brand. So for anyone out there who wants to be an influencer, I would say first, like, focus on your brand, focus on what you stand for, who you are, what you represent. Because a lot of people say they're influencers, but it's like, when I come to your page, what do you stand for? Like, what's your message? What are you feeding to the world? What are you feeding to the people? So that's what I would say.
Now, what comes with being a social media influencer that we wouldn't know behind the scenes?
It's a lot of BS. It's a lot of people who like try to get something out of a little nothing. But honestly, like the way social media is set up these days, it's a business. It's a whole business. So like the thing I hate about it is when people try to make it like it's not a business. Like for example, like you got to pay for a post. Like that's just what it is. Like you got to, like, it's a business these days.
And you know, I'm not gonna lie, because I was definitely one of those people who was like, okay, they take pictures, they look good. But it didn't take for me to actually watch like YouTube vloggers say like behind the scenes, like they gotta do this, they gotta hire an editor, they gotta do this. And it's just like different things that I didn't understand as a social media influencer until I really did the research myself.
Right, no, there's a lot that comes with it. Like I've been doing it since I was in high school. So like when I first started getting followers, I was in high school. I was actually in a girl group, so that helped me get a lot of followers. That helped me get a lot of notoriety and a lot of experience with being an artist. So, yeah, that's what I would say. I started younger, so.
And I know with social media influencers, you guys have that pressure to be damn near perfect.
Yeah.
So how are you able to really cope with that stigma and not lose yourself?
Honestly, when I was younger, like when I was in high school, like, cause like I said, I kind of popped on Instagram when I was in high school, so like I was young, and I felt like I kind of like let social media control me a little too much. Like I was posting every day because I was getting followers every day, so it's like if I post today, I'm getting more followers today. It's like, but now I'm just like I just want to post my music, and it's like even if that doesn't get as much likes as a picture of me in a bikini or something, it's just like, but this is what I want to post now. It's like you got to post what you want to be known for more than what's going to get you likes.
And how are you able to really handle the tough critics on there?
Honestly, I don't give a fuck for real, honestly, because especially when it comes to my music, like I'm very confident in my music. Like if I'm not confident in shit else, I'm confident in my music. So yeah.
And what would you say is like one of the biggest challenges that comes with being an influencer?
Probably just fighting that hate for real, because people gonna hate, people gonna talk. That's really what it is. But honestly, I just gotta remember, most of the time when someone's hating, they're hating because they're not getting paid for what you're doing. Like, honestly, being an influencer, it's lit. Like, it's lit for real. Like, I feel like people just be hating, but anybody could do it. Like, that's how I feel.
It's getting into your music. You are not new to this whatsoever.
No.
And like you mentioned, you were in a girl group at 14.
Yeah, I was.
Called We Are Charmed. So
was.
you got to tell us about that.
Yeah, I was. So actually, like, I guess their group, they had a group before. So I like joined the group after their group had like broken up. So someone had hit me on Instagram who was like close friends with them. Like, I was posting just my piano videos at the time, my singing videos. And they reached out to me, wanted me to be in the group. And at that time, like I said, like, I'm just trying to figure out how to get in the studio, how to like get on the music scene. So I'm like, hell yeah, like, I'm trying to do it. So I did that for a year, and then I ended up stopping. But honestly, like, that just fueled me for real, honestly. It was a good experience. I learned like how to perform. Like, that was my first like time really like being like coming into an artist, bro.
Now, what was y'all talking about at 14 on these songs?
What was we talking about? Boys, just, I've been thinking about you and I ain't messaged your friend last night. I've been thinking about you and I. That was one of our old songs. That was the hook.
So what did your parents think? Because I know you were in private school. So when you were like getting exposed to like the industry at a young age, how did your parents react to that?
Well, I just grew up with my mom, so she was always very supportive of everything I did, and she grew up in entertainment too, so like the entertainment wasn't really new to any of us, so she supported it.
Now I know back then, the OMG girls was like the thing.
Yeah, they were.
Were y'all like, was that like y'all's inspiration, or were they more like a competition in a sense?
I'm not gonna lie, I know like people from the OMG girls personally, so like it was never competition for me at least, but when we had our group, I think it was like way after like they stopped and everything, but I was definitely rocking OMG girls, definitely.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Definitely.
And getting into your music now, when did you decide to really pursue it and go all in full time?
Honestly, like 8 months ago, for real. Like, honestly. I've been doing it my whole life, but I've always been recording, just not comfortable enough yet to drop, or just still perfecting my sound for real. Like, if you heard my music like 2 years ago versus my music now, like there's growth, like evident growth, so yeah.
And during this time of you being on your journey with pursuing your career, what would you say are some life lessons that you're learning or still learning as of now?
Honestly, I feel like when it comes to your career, like just to get where you want, like there's periods where you gotta understand that you're gonna be alone. Like there's periods there's periods where you have to understand that everyone might not always be there to support you, but honestly, I'm just learning that like you gotta know your vision before anybody else knows it. And if you walk into a room and don't know what you got going on, don't know what you stand for, how you gonna expect anybody else to know or really believe in what you got going? So I would say just be confident in what you got going for real.
What would you say is like the biggest obstacle that you've had to go through so far?
In my career?
Yes.
Honestly, my last relationship. Yeah.
Ooh, Lord.
That was the biggest obstacle I had to go through.
Woo! Relationships are just, I honestly feel like when you're in a relationship and trying to pursue like a creative career,
not possible.
It's really hard.
I'm not gonna say it's not possible, but I don't feel like you can really reach your maximum potential. That's just my personal opinion from my personal experience. I feel like if you really wanna get where you're going, like just be by yourself for a minute. Do what you gotta do for a minute, because even though shit might be good, like this is still a whole nother person who's is somewhat not slowing you down, but it's somewhat like, yeah, because like I don't know, once I got out the relationship and realized how much I was doing by myself, it made me realize, like, even if shit was good, like, I could still do so much on my own.
So with that, like, being in the relationship and then also trying to pursue your career at the same time, at what moment were you like, you know what, this is really holding me back?
What moment? Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I was in a relationship with someone else who's also in the music industry. So it's like, I just knew like how much potential I had within myself, and it's like I don't understand how we could like do the same thing but still be holding each other back. So it's like I just had to come to that realization with myself, like, do you want to be with this nigga, or do you want to be one of the biggest artists in the world?
And it's gonna be the biggest artist in the world.
It is. Period.
So as I was doing, you know, my social media creeping, I saw that you were in a relationship with 2K Baby. So how exactly was that, dating someone that is an artist and you're an artist too?
Honestly, I wouldn't recommend it, but I mean, people can do what they want. It just didn't work for me, for real. Like, it was, I feel like artists, while they're developing themselves, they kind of gotta have that me mode. Like, they gotta like be on some their own time, for real. So it was just clashing, and then like a lot of other stuff with like just niggas in the industry, and it was just, it wasn't really what was best for me. It wasn't working for me, because it's like, if I gotta step in this room with this producer, then that's what I gotta do. I shouldn't have to feel bad about it. I shouldn't have to think twice about it. So yeah, I just had to make a decision for myself and my career, for real.
So was it more so like a control type of thing?
A little, yeah, a little. It was, I hate to say it, but it was just, it wasn't really good for me. Like I said, it wasn't good for my career. It was more so like everything, when you get into a relationship with somebody, I feel like it should be like you both kind of join worlds. But it was kind of like nigga just wanted to pull me in his world, like. So I'm not gonna lie, I was doing it for a minute, and then I had to wake the fuck up. Like, what are you doing? But yeah.
When did you decide to really just like wake up and be like, you know what, I'm gonna start doing stuff for me and not live so much in your world?
When I decided to wake up is when, like I said, we were together for a year, and like the first few months of the year, like I wasn't even in the studio like for months. Like I'm just like in the studio with him, like at this point. So once I finally was like, bruh, like get back in the studio, I got back in the studio, and it's like I'm finding my sound, I'm doing this, and it's like, bruh, like, are you gonna, like, what you gonna choose? Like, you got this good music sitting here, like. So it's like, I just had to make a decision, for real.
And you have over 60 recorded songs that you have not put out yet.
Yeah, I have a lot of music. I do, I have a lot of music, and I've made it in such a short amount of time, which is crazy. So I'm excited, but I do have a lot of music.
So this up and coming music, what can we expect the vibes to be like, the sounds? What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? I'm talking about a whole lot. I'm talking about love. I'm talking about just getting lit. I'm talking about just how I feel on a day-to-day basis. Honestly, like I try to be as like different as I can as an artist when I work, but I'm more so of like an artist where I'ma just spit on the mic whatever I'm feeling that day. So it's like literally everything is just a different vibe of how I'm feeling each day, honestly. But it's a whole lot of R&B, it's a whole lot of rap, it's a whole lot of different stuff. So it's not even just one vibe that y'all can expect, for real. Just expect curveball, for real.
And what is it that you would want people to know about you as an artist?
Shit, I mean, I'm an upcoming artist. I'm hard. I know I'm hard. Like I said, I don't be too focused on what the people like be saying. I don't be too focused on numbers. I'm just focused on making great music. So if you want to hear great music, then you should listen to my shit, for real. If you want to hear some real music, if you want to hear like, honestly, like a lot of people tell me too, like this is my favorite compliment too, almost, when guys tell me like, I can really relate to your music. So like all the niggas out there too, like I know you see me in Pretty Face and everything, but you should listen to my music, for real.
No, you're heavy on the masculine energy.
Yeah, like I fucks with it. Like For real. And like I said, I got a twin brother, so like I grew up with like a whole nother person in me who was a guy. So it's like I just talk about a whole lot. I got a whole lot of insight.
Now, I also know that you write your own music. So
I do.
Where does your inspiration come from when it comes to writing?
My inspiration comes from everywhere, honestly. Like relationships, college life, books. I read books. Like I'll take inspiration from anything. I'll even take inspiration from my friends' situations, like, and just interpret it my own way. Like I'm an advocate for living, like doing things out of the box just to go write music about it. Like,
and then just touching on to like being an influencer and then transitioning into pursuing your music career full time. Did you ever feel like people don't take you as serious as an artist because they know you so much?
Yes, definitely.
As an influencer.
Definitely, and that's like kind of what I'm going through now. It's like, I mean, it's life, but it's like I'm like kind of rebranding. I'm rebranding, so it's like I can't be mad at the people for wanting me to like prove myself. You feel me? I can't be mad at them, so I'm gonna just do it for real.
And have you ever had writer's block when it came to you writing?
Yeah, I have. I have had writer's block, but it usually don't last too long, for real. For real.
What are like
not too often.
What are some things that you do to really get yourself out of that? Because I know once it hits, like it be hitting.
Right. Yeah. If I get writer's block, I'll probably just do something else, for real. Like when I'm here, I'm usually in the studio, but I like to like ride bikes, the Beltline, like anything. I'll go on picnics with my best friend, hang out, just chill, for real. Just anything. Like sometimes I just gotta step out the booth for a second. So anything that's fun, for real.
And as I was listening to your music, it was very hard for me to be like, okay, she's an R&B artist. Yeah. Okay, she kind of can rap. Yeah. It's like you do it all in one song.
Yeah.
And I know you also really emphasize being an artist and not being categorized into one specific genre. And why is that?
Because I feel like as an artist, like the most important thing about being an artist is one, having an imagination, and two, having freedom. So it's like, why put myself in a box? Like, why do that? And like you said, like I'll sing on the hook or do some other shit on the hook, and then I'm like, now I want to rap. So I'm rapping now. So it's like, why can't you do both? I don't see a reason I can't do both, for real.
And like I said, I couldn't really like put you in that box, you know?
Right.
So in your words, how would you describe your sound?
Yeah. I don't know, honestly. Like when it comes to genre also, like I feel like a lot of my music has so many genres. It's like, it's crazy. Like honestly, I wish I could tell you, but I haven't figured that out yet. Like I'm still in the process of finding my sound every day, but honestly, I feel like my sound's so unique, I haven't even figured it out yet, for real.
And you are also a female in this male-dominated industry. So as a female, how do you learn how to navigate with this?
Well, I have a manager, so like, and he don't play, so I don't have to deal with shit, for real. Like, I don't have to go through niggas, I don't have to. Like, it was really only a problem, honestly, when I was in a relationship, when it came to like males in the industry, but now it's like it's just how you carry yourself, how you walk into a room. Like I feel like it's about that. And like I said, I have a manager, so if it's any bullshit with any niggas, like I don't have to deal with it. So.
And so I feel like right now, and this is not a biased opinion, females are really doing what they need to do.
They are.
Like right
they really
now,
are.
As far as like R&B and rap. So what is your perspective on the way the women are really taking over in the industry?
I'm here for it because I'm trying to step right in. So I'm here for it. Well, I am stepping right in. So I love it, honestly. I love it. It's time for the men to move aside for a second, for real.
Who are like some female artists that you are really rocking with right now?
So like older artists, like inspiration-wise, I love Rihanna. I love Janae. And I like Lauryn Hill a lot too. But like newer artists, like up and coming that I like a lot, I like that Cali girl. I like Ruby Rose's sound too. Like I like how she kind of digs in with her voice a little bit. But yeah, I like them.
And touching back on you was dropping singles all throughout the pandemic. So one, how were you even able to find your inspiration throughout all of the madness?
Honestly, most of the pandemic, I was in Cali, which was like the longest time I was out there for real. So I was just soaking in everything for real out there. So it was like I was in a new place. So it's like I was home, just quarantined. I lucked up. I was in Cali, but that's where most COVID cases were though. But I never got COVID.
Getting back into your music, I really want you to get into your single "Might Be" that you recently dropped. I would say that's one of my favorites.
Thank you.
So what was the inspiration behind that track?
Okay, so "Might Be" was actually the third song that I recorded when I met my producer and my manager. So it was like, when I first met him, it was like a fresh vibe. It was a whole new vibe, like a whole new wave of music. So we recorded that one honestly in his room too. Like it was at his home studio. So it was a very like, you know, authentic setting. But yeah, the inspiration behind it. Let me think about what I said. And I'm like, oh, the verse. The verse was definitely sparked from like just break up. All them bitches just fucking with ain't seeing me. Yeah. So that a lot of my like music that I'm dropping now is really like, it's a new me, because I'm like, just some shit I went through. Like it's just a new me.
Do you feel yourself like evolving?
Definitely.
Right now?
Like I've never felt like this ever. Like with music, like it's honestly like a great experience, and I'm just loving the process for real. I'm loving it, because like these moments, like right now, like in the future, once I'm bigger and shit, like these are the moments that I'm gonna be like, damn.
You gotta soak it all in.
Right. So I'm soaking everything in. I'm just focused on creating great music that people are gonna love, and just soaking every experience in.
And even touching back onto your producer, Manny, you guys seem like y'all have a really good chemistry as far as when y'all make music. It meshes together really well.
Definitely. Yeah, we do. We actually met 6 months ago. So like, it was God, honestly. Right after I got on my breakup, I met Manny, and I'm like making music, like different sound in the studio every day, like just turn up. So it's like, it's really just blessings on blessings. But yeah, me and Manny, like the first night we met, I was actually in college at FAMU. And he had seen like a remix I did a remix, and he tapped in with me and was like trying to get into the studio and shit, and I'm like, well, I'm about to drive back to Atlanta now, so we can get in the studio tonight. So we got into the studio tonight. We was there all night. I made 2 songs, and from then, like, we've been together every day just making music, like I swear, every day. It's a blessing for real. Honestly.
No, you guys, as I was listening to your music and I heard his producer tag, I was like, all right, he the one for you.
For real, he is the one.
It's very important for artists to have a set producer.
It is, and it makes the most difference. I swear it does. It makes the most difference. It really does. I encourage any artist to lock in with a producer.
Like, lock in and don't switch around.
And don't. But if you really lock in with a producer, you can build a sound, for real, I feel like.
And although I said "Might Be" is my favorite, I will say I really feel I need a drink.
Yeah, I need a drink.
So with that one, what were the emotions that you were feeling when you made it?
Okay, so I Need a Drink was the first time I got out of Atlanta since my breakup. So like I had went to Miami, and Manny just turned on a beat, and I was just in the hotel room, and I was like, damn, like I'm really like, I'm living in Miami now, like just recording, like I'm having my way now. So I don't know, it kind of made me sad a little bit too though. So it's like,
girl, when you said these niggas is cap, I was like,
I was just mad for real. Like I don't want to say I was mad, but it was like, I'm living, but it's like, damn, like fuck, like I don't know. I think I was in my feelings that night, but I was also on some fuck shit because I was talking. Oh, my bad. I was in my feelings that night, but I was also like, I don't know. I was, tipsy, needed a drink. Overthinking.
I will say I really, really felt that one for real. I was like, yeah, I feel the emotions here.
Yeah, it was also like kind of like I think the lean part, because I have a lean cup in the artwork. I think a lot of people like kind of misconstrued like what I said a little bit, but I said he chose the lean, so I showed the lean. So that's me kind of saying, if he want to do the lean, like, I'm out of here. If that's what you gonna rely on, like, I'm the other way. So I just wanted to clear that up.
And also, as I was going through like your track list and everything, I see that you haven't did any features yet.
I haven't. Mm-mm.
So what is your perspective on the features?
I'm not completely close to them, but I just feel like right now, like, I need to show people what I can do for myself right now. So that's what I'm doing. Like, I do features for other people, but right now, like, if a crazy feature comes, like, of course, like, I'm down to do it, but I'm not too much pressed right now, for real.
So we have Might Be and we have Need a Drink. What else can we expect from you this year?
I actually have an EP coming out next month. So a 5-track EP. It's gonna be lit. It's called Pressure Pack. Whole lot of pressure in the pack, you know. So yeah, you can expect the whole project. I'm really just trying to, like I said, I just like hit the gas like about like 8 months ago. So I want like a body of art out that people can just go and play, for real.
Who would you say are some people that you would like to collab with in the future?
Honestly, I want to collab with a bunch of Atlanta artists first, just because I'm from Atlanta. Like the poppin' artists that I would love to collab with. I would love to collab with Lil Baby. Like, his flow is just like crazy to me. Who else? Thug Hard too. My dream collab would probably be like Wayne or Drake. Those are my dream, Wayne or Drake. Yeah.
We gonna speak that into existence.
Yeah.
This is the Manifest Porch.
Yeah, it is. I will have a feature from Wayne and Drake, period.
And you know, as you're evolving as an artist, even as a person, what would you say are some goals for you this year?
Goals for me this year, honestly, I'm not too focused on numbers or anything. Goals for me this year is just to keep making good music that people like, keep pushing myself, keep pushing content, just keep doing everything that I know I'm supposed to do to get where I want to go or get the numbers where I want them. So basically, yeah.
And I do want to ask you this because you are an independent artist. So we got to speak on the challenges of an independent artist.
Right.
What is that like? The
challenges, I would say, honestly, when it comes to how the people view you, that's what I would say. It's like, as soon as you with a label, it's like the people automatically are like, okay, they it, or they on, or we should listen to this. So it's like, I don't know, that's what I would say. But there's a lot of people who are doing it independent, for real. So I'm not gonna say it's for everyone, but I just feel like, damn, like a nigga gotta be signed for you to listen to him. So that's how I feel.
So if a label was to come up to you like at this moment, what would it take for them to sign you?
To sign me?
Yes.
Well, first the money gotta be right, because I mean, I have offers, but like I still gotta put that work in so the money's right, you feel me? So I would say that, but also more importantly, like, you have to mess with me genuinely as a person. Like, we gotta like build a bond. I feel like a lot of labels are like, they don't really have that connection with their artists. So it's like, I want to know that you really rocking me. You really believe in what I got going on, believe in the vision that I already have for myself. So that's what it's going to take for the money and all that, because they can give you some money and really just throw all your stuff over the table. For real.
And before we wrap up, what advice would you give to youth who are struggling to identify themselves during our phase of social media?
Right. I would say just stay true to yourself. And also, if there is something that you see someone's doing on social media that you want to do, I would say know that you could do it. Because like I said, when I was younger, I was looking at all these people on social media who were in the studio or singing or doing this. It doesn't matter what you do. I would say just know that you can do it. If you know that you could do the same thing that you might be intimidated by someone else doing, like, you just gotta know that you can do the same thing. We all human. So I would just say, remember that we're all human. We all can do it. If they did it, you can do it.
And any shout outs before we wrap up?
Shout out, man, I want to get a shout out to myself, you know, Jiah. I want to get a shout out to my manager, Manny. I want to get a shout out to you for, you know, interviewing me. But yeah.
Why I'm so mad? I just lay low in the yo, catch a flow, tryna run up this bag. They don't even know that's the gas. Steady going outside. Go get you a